everyone, and welcome back to another edition of Pears on a Pod. Today we have a very special guest. Let's hope that it goes all sweet and sound. But first, I'm going to introduce my co-host, Mr. Jack Hudson. Hello, it's good to see you again.
Yeah, good to see you too. That pun was terrible, mate. That was awful.
It only gets better from here. I've been
I hope so.
dropping nice puns over all across the socials for weeks on end ever since he's joined the club. And he's our special guest today. He's from the Dogs, but he's now at Port Adelaide. He's a South Australian boy. He used to play for North Adelaide. He was a Tea Tree Gully boy as well, which is around my neck of the woods too. So I'm very much keen to chat with Mr. Jordon Sweet. Sweetie, how are you, mate?
Good, thank you. Thanks for having me on. It's gonna be a good chat.
So,
Thank you.
mate, yeah, obviously, welcome to the club. Have you enjoyed your first pre-season at Albert?
It's been really good. The boys have been really welcoming, obviously, the club. They've been really good about my move, and yeah, honestly, couldn't speak any highly of how they've gone about transitioning me into the club. So it's been a good change. It's good to be back in South Australia and adapting to the old Adelaide lifestyle. So it's been good so far.
Obviously, Sweetie, obviously with coming across, was it a massive change for you? I know obviously being back in South Australia, being an SA boy, but was it an adjustment that you needed to make for your career more so than life in general?
I mean, lifestyle over there was all right. Like I was fine. We had a good bunch of mates. The club's really good over there, being the Bulldogs. Wasn't so much the people around the club. It was more just hopefully getting more opportunities in the AFL. Unfortunately, it hasn't gone that way so far, but I've been told just to stay ready, and my opportunity will come as much as I perform in the sample. So yeah, it was probably more so to play more AFL and fight for that number one ruck role.
So you said you sort of missed like the South Australian aspect. What was the first thing that you had like that was South Australian when you got back? Was it frog cake, Farmers Union, pie floater? What'd you get into as soon as you were back?
Probably North Adelaide's O'Connell Bakery. I mean,
Oh yes.
that's probably my go-to of all South Australian things. Nothing wrong with a 24-hour bakery. So
Oh,
yeah, I mean, can't complain.
it's
Um,
genuinely sensational.
was it? I'm going to ask this now because we've been hit up by a few people that you love your golf, and I've had a scroll on Instagram. You do have some nice golf outfits as well. Is there a particular golf course in South Australia that you like to hit up the most?
Uh, yeah, well, I'm currently a member at Glenelg, or on
Yep.
the waiting list at Glenelg, so I really do like that course. But one course I actually do like that no one really knows or thinks about is probably Tea Tree Gully.
Mhm.
Yes.
I actually really like the course, like the layout. Really friendly golf club up there, and it's in the like foothills, so like, it's a bit different. Like you feel like you're out of the, well, Adelaide's not the big smoke, but um, you're out of the city, which is good. So yeah, so I like playing at different courses just to keep my mind fresh, and just playing golf in general. Being is such a good release from footy. I mean, I'm out there for 5 hours, hacking the ball around, whether I play good or not. I've come to the realization it's just good to be out there and having that release. So yeah, I mean, I was getting a bit angry with my game for a bit, but yeah, obviously come to realization it's just good to be out there. Makes it a
And
bit more enjoyable.
yeah, very much so. And you got engaged recently, mate. Congratulations.
Yes, thank you, thank
What
you.
was more daunting, asking the question or copying a spray from the coach?
Uh, Look, I thought it was going to be all right when I was popping the question, but I did stumble my way through it.
Yes, good.
Yeah, look, I was thought it was going to be all good, and this will be a breeze. What I've got to think about. But when I come to the moment, I did stumble my way through it, and we finally got there and asked the question. She did have to remind me. Asked me, I was like, "Oh yeah, sorry."
So you did all the pre-work, but before you got
Yeah, yeah, I did all the planning and set it all up, and just yeah, we got there in the end. It's all that matters.
sensational.
So yeah, wedding on I don't know, early next year, so moving along
Nice.
quickly. So yeah.
Yeah, wasting no time.
Mm.
Yeah, definitely awesome. Take us back all the way to the start, mate. Was it always footy, or was there something else in mind beforehand?
I mean, I did play a bit of basketball, social basketball. It wasn't like I don't know, it wasn't any serious. I do like my basketball a fair bit. So I would have liked to gone down that road, but footy was, I thought, a bit more, I don't know, easier to get into, or there's a better path for me to get into playing footy. So we explored that as a family. Um, but it was always important, obviously, to play different variety of sports to get different um, skills, and they kind of help you get better at one of the other sports as well. So I played a bit of sports everywhere I went. So um, yeah, I mean, it was probably mainly footy in the end, really.
And Tea Tree Gully Footy Club, what was it like? What was your experience like there?
Beg your pardon?
Tea Tree Gully Footy Club, what was your experience like there?
Really good. I mean, I originally started at Ingle Farm, so
Oh, yep.
from under eights, I started at Ingle Farm. My dad coached me for 6 years. I think
Oh,
it was
wow.
214s or something, and lucky enough to win every BNF in that span of time. So I could thank my dad for that, I reckon.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, they got this thing called Club Champion, and it's whoever polls the most votes in their team, and I won that, which was great. And so I think, thank Dad for that one. I don't know if favoritism or not, but so yeah, from there I went to obviously high school at 14 or 13, and wanted to play a few of the boys back at school. So I went up to Tea Tree Gully and gave that a crack, and that was really good. It's a really good club. It was one of the biggest junior clubs in Australia at the time. Obviously, Golden Grove has now taken over a bit.
Mm.
So yeah, I went up there and it was a really good experience. Met some good people and some good coaches, and they obviously paved the way for me.
I rate the fact that the old man looked after you. My old man was coach from my side for a season, and all I got was most improved. So I thought a lot about what he thought the first year I was.
I mean, at least they gave you something.
Yeah, exactly. Bit of a trophy's not too bad to walk away with.
Participation award or whatever it is.
Just one of
Well,
those.
Hungry Jack's voucher after every game. That's good.
Oh,
Back then.
good times. Good times.
Nah, that's because Hutto just isn't. I've seen him play footy, mate.
Very good.
He needed the most improved. He needed some confidence. That's what he needed.
Shit.
Obviously, jumping from Tea Tree Gully and then picking up at North Adelaide, and a few of the boys that you're playing with now are from around there. Tell us about the journey from pretty much going from club footy to North Adelaide and making that next step.
Yep. So, 13s, you get obviously invited out to the development academy. 13s, 14s, 15s, and they're a great time to play footy, especially coming through the ranks. You first people, obviously, at your club footy, and then you get to meet them at your, I don't know, North Adelaide or Norwood, whatever it was. So obviously you played at North Adelaide. You get to meet them and play with them. You build more relationships, and probably under 15s is probably my favourite time as a junior, because obviously you play that carnival, under 15s carnival. You play 4 games in 7 days, whatever it is. Yeah, that's probably my favourite time as a junior, because obviously you build good relationships. You end up having like sleepovers that weekend. So, no, that was really good, I reckon. And from there, you go to 16s and play 9 games or whatever it is. And obviously met some good coaches. And from there, I think I played 16 state that year. And then from there, 17s was probably my best year in footy, as in the underage 18 year. So after my 17th year, I got invited out to the AFL Academy. And after, obviously, that year was pretty good. I thought things were going pretty well into my 18th year. Played all right. I mean, probably didn't play my best footy, but probably cruised through it a little bit, and probably thought being in the academy was going to help me get drafted. Which probably, I don't know, I didn't obviously get drafted at 18, which bit of a setback, but it's probably a good thing on my end. It was a bit eye-opening, and obviously had to find something to do from 18 to 20 when I got drafted. So I missed 2 years in the draft, did 2 rookie drafts, 2 rookie camps. And the 1 year I missed the rookie camp, I ended up getting drafted, so go figure.
Don't rock up the rookie camp, kids.
Don't go to rookie camp, yeah. No, don't listen to that. So yeah, it was. I mean, North Adelaide, I met so many good coaches and so many good people over there, and they helped me get to where I am now. And obviously, playing against them 2 weeks ago, I think in a trial game, it was
Mm.
it was very odd. So I knew so many people and said g'day. And obviously, a lot of people I haven't seen him for probably a good 5 years. So it was good just to obviously see the good faces and happy faces again, the good people around the club.
Yeah, obviously for the flag, Kari was your coach. We'll get to him, but one of the friends of
Yes.
the pod, Jacob Surjan. What
Yes,
do you
yes.
remember working with Surge?
Yeah, well, Serge was my reserves coach at the time, and Kari was obviously the lead coach.
Mm.
Obviously had Conor with me as well, and Boyd Woodcock, who's obviously played at Port Adelaide.
Yep.
And Ryan Burton, I'd played with him through 16s and 18s. So I've got a few connections with Port and North, which is nice. But yeah, he's a funny man. He's always chirping away with his high pitched voice. So yeah, I mean,
True.
I think I spoke to Butters recently about him because obviously he heard him in our trial game. He's like, oh, it was before I got to the club, and he was talking about how Serge has such a high pitched voice and so recognizable. You know who it is, like from a far distance away. But Serge is really good. He obviously helped me get to where I am now. And then I think it was, what was it, 2018 was the year I got drafted.
Yep.
Kari gave me a look in with 2 games to go in the season to play my third league game. And then from there, I think I played the rest of the year. So the last 7 games of the year, Kari was, it was good enough to give me a run in the league. And we won every game after my first game of that year. We played Norwood out in the parade. I think we lost that game. And then obviously, yeah, like I said, played every game for the rest of the year, and we won every game, which led to the flag, which a lot of controversy about it. But the Eagles boys at Port don't really like talking about it, but that's all right.
Do you like ribbing them about it every now and then, do you?
Yeah, well, it does get brought up a fair bit. I mean, yeah, it does actually, yeah.
Escape that.
But that's all right. That's all good.
Josh Carr as well, obviously coming back to Port Adelaide. How much of an impact has he had, not only this year, but obviously with you coming through during that time as well, pre-draft?
Well, massive impact, really. I mean, I probably wouldn't be here right now if it wasn't for him giving me that shot in the league that year. Yeah, I mean, obviously we made a good run. I made the flag and won the flag. It put me in a good spot, and then ended up getting drafted from there. We stayed in contact. We chatted every now and then during the 5 years I was at the Dogs, but it was probably more so the last year and a bit when I started talking to him a bit more about getting home after losing Dad. So after losing Dad, I was pretty keen to get back and support Mum and see Mum and family more often and friends. And probably took things for granted too much beforehand. So I want to get back and just be able to support people better. So yeah, Kyra was obviously probably the key driver of it all getting back here. He was the one I think really drove me to get here. So I would thank him for a fair bit of it. And then now, obviously being here now, he's been really good, really boosted me full of confidence to go out and play my game and play what I want to play, and obviously in the system that they want us to play. So no, he's been phenomenal so far.
And
hopefully, play AFL soon, and he'll be able to help me out on game day. So yeah,
full circle sort of moment, mate.
yeah, it is for sure.
Obviously playing alongside Connor, did you ever imagine like watching him, like growing up alongside him, sort of? Did you ever imagine he'd be captain of Port Adelaide at this age and weaving the way he does on an AFL?
I actually didn't know. I've said this a few times to people. I was like, this is like, I honestly didn't think it was going to be what he is. Like, I knew he was a good player. Like, I didn't think it was going to be absolute star like he is now. He's a freak. He was playing halfback role in 2018. Silky mover, got things done, did his role really, really well, and then just exploded from there. Which is Kyrie obviously saw something really, really good out of him, which was proven right. And he's blossomed into such a great player now. It's really good to watch. It's just the way he moves and how silky he is with the ball in hand, and hard to tackle, and yeah, he's just a star now.
Incredibly comfortable to watch as well when he's just moving like that. It's just
Just so much fun, ball in hand, which is incredible.
It's like what everyone else is in slow motion.
Yeah.
Obviously with him as captain, and purely gathering out of that, Josh Carr is just single-handedly, responsible for all your special work. So that's always good to know. But with Conor, how have you seen his captaincy so far? Obviously, being a young captain, how have you seen it so far? Obviously, you got a short sample, but has he been what you expected, or has gone above and beyond expectations?
Probably the good thing is there's a lot of good leaders around the club already, so he doesn't have to do more than he has to do already, or like he was doing before. So I mean, I haven't seen what he was doing last year, but so I don't know what's different from him last year to this year. But I mean, I haven't noticed anything that's like massively different to most captains are doing. So he's got a fair bit of help with Ollie, and obviously he's been in the leadership group beforehand, and then he's got this young leadership group that he's got now. They're all helping out in their own ways. So I mean, everyone's a leader in their own sort, but he does lead by example on the field, and then obviously he is a good leader off the field. And yeah, I mean, like I said, there's a lot of leaders around the club to help him and direct him the right way, especially the past players that are at the club too.
Oh, go into obviously getting drafted. You said that your draft story, like you had a few years where you had a crack and not much luck, but when did you have the first vibe that the Dogs are going to absolutely take you and this is your time?
I mean, what was it? They did fly me over in 2018 to do a VO2 max test, but that was probably about 4 or 5 weeks before the draft, and I probably wasn't ready for that test, to be honest with you, because it was strike the flag and it was a bit heavy. So, so yeah, probably wasn't in the right shape or form for that. So probably underperformed in it, but I didn't hear anything from them in that span afterwards either. So I was like, I don't know, a bit unsure. And I went to work that day of the rookie draft and got home, went to my room and looked at my phone and watched it live flick through. And I got a message from a manager saying North will take you with the next pick.
Oh wow!
Which was the pick after the Dogs, and then obviously the Dogs saw my name, Jay Sweet obviously, and got picked up by the Dogs. I think it was pick 23 the rookie draft. So yeah, I mean that was probably how I got drafted and what I was doing on that day and the build up to it all. So I actually didn't really know if I wasn't going to get drafted. It was just a bit of a weird process because it was definitely a different year to the past few years where I went to the rookie camps and did all the testing and that stuff. Where this year I didn't, or that year I didn't. So yeah, it was a bit different.
So you probably had the least expectation going into that one than did the previous.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, I think I said to a few mates that I don't think I was going to play North the next year.
Wow!
I was like, oh, well, if I'm not going to draft this year, I just might as well just go play country or play local with my friends and yeah.
So go get the bag of country footy.
Oh, nothing wrong with country footy. It's
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I mean that's kind of the story really. Obviously, got taken to the Dogs, and here I
am. The debut was a pretty good one.
It was handy. I mean, got to go against Gold Coast, who were doing all right at the time, but they didn't have a ruck, which was great. So I was against Greenwood and Chris Burgess. So I got some photos actually behind here. Where is it? There. There's some photos there from my debut that my host family made for me. So they were pretty nice to make that. And there's a photo next to it. You probably can't. No, it's the other side. Of myself and Dad after the debut. So that was a good time in life. Yeah, I was pretty lucky to go against people who weren't ruckmen, which helps.
Yeah. How do you prepare for that? How do the coaches prepare for that? It's like, mate, you're going up against midfielders forward.
Yeah, no, I had a big plan for it. I don't quite know. I can't remember. It was too long ago that I don't. It was all a blur.
Yeah, debut, fair.
Yeah, they just tell you to play your own game, especially when it's like that, especially. So, yeah, I don't know. It was an odd one for sure. Because the next few weeks I played against some pretty good ruckmen in like Pitnet and Max Gorn, who definitely gave me a bath. Um, Paddy Ryder and Rowan Marshall. I think there were a few games after that, so it was definitely a massive difference.
Yes. So you got like not what's the opposite of baptism of fire, really? You got the easy sort of way with the midfielders, and then you just got the cream of the crop.
Yeah, exactly right. Exactly.
What did you take from like playing against those blokes? Like, surely you learned some lessons from playing against other rucks and sort of see how they operate and see what they do.
I mean, what did I see? I mean, they're just like all the older rucks. They're really crafty. They're good at what they do. You don't have to be the most athletic. You don't have to be the strongest. It's if you can play to the strength that you've got and manipulate other rucks in the way you need to. I feel as if that's what I've noticed mostly. Like Max Gorn is really good with his arms and keeping enough width or like a gap between himself and another ruck. And Rowan Marshall's obviously good around the ground, and Tim English is the same thing, like really good around the ground. Paddy Ryder's his leap, and there's so many things like different ruckmen can do. So obviously scouting games and going into games, you got to look at them things, and it's probably helped me get better at myself and knowing what I can do best. So yeah, I definitely learned a lot over the time for sure.
And then obviously now up against you and Avan coming across and working your craft in this pre-season. Have you found working with him and obviously looking forward to hopefully getting maybe a debut, maybe even this week or in the coming weeks as well? Have you found working with him and the other rucks as well in the midfield this year so far?
Well, it's been different because I've been going against Timmy for a good part of 5 years. So going against Avan, he's a really strong body and he's got a really good running capacity. So he moves really well around the ground and takes a good clunk. And so we've been battling out a fair bit over the off season, as well as Dante Visitini. I'm really impressed by what he's been doing. He's got a really good size for his age, and I think he's coming along really well. So he's putting a lot of pressure on us too as well to get better every day, which is good. So what I've noticed as well is it's obviously it was going to be tough for the number one ruck spot to get it. I just got to be patient now. Obviously, get my turn, and whenever I debut, whenever that is, and hopefully play well in that time. But the midfield as well, they're just ridiculously agile. I've noticed completely different to what the Dogs were, such good competitive contested beasts. These boys obviously can get contested ball as well, but they're just so agile and speedy compared to what I've noticed.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Last one we probably have for you before we get before Ant takes us into the segments. The fans, the Port fans, how have they sort of how have you found that they've warmed to you over time since you got traded to the club?
What have I noticed? I mean, well, before I got here, I mean, I already knew they're really passionate and they love the club so much and the history and all that sort of stuff because I was a Port fan growing up. So nice. I'm one of them.
Good, one of us.
So what I've noticed, I mean, obviously, you know, other clubs and like you've got Never Trust Apart and obviously the entrance song. We're playing against you, or us. I'm not going to say you guys, but us now. In 2021, and witnessing Never Tear Us Apart on the field was ridiculous. Even I got goosebumps at the time, and all the boys like always talk about it before. I was like, oh, how good is this going to be? Like they do this, do that about the fans. So it'd be good once I'm, get a chance out at another level and experience it again. So the fans have been really good so far as well. Like when you do events and appearances, and they've been really welcoming and thanking me to get across and helping out the club. So yeah, they've been really good so far.
Awesome. And
right. Well, considering that you're growing up Port fan, I think you're going to be pretty good at this. This segment we call Obscure Port Player. We pick a player that used to play for the club, under 100 games, been a lot over the time, and I reckon you're going to absolutely nail this one. So I'll let Hutto go first, give you a bit of a think, and then we'll get straight into your sweetie. So Hutto, what's your Obscure Port Player this week?
Just trying to think off the top of my head. One of my favourites from, I think, the 2012 season, Darren Pfeiffer.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, he was one of the string of 6 behinds that we kicked before Paul Stewart kicked that winner against North Melbourne that year.
Yeah, nice.
Just kept missing.
Well, we want a player under 100 games.
Yeah.
Under 100 games.
Wow, shit. Wow. Sam Calhoun play.
Yeah, no, that's a good one.
He play under 100?
Yep.
Calhoun, yeah. What was his nickname? What's his nickname? Like Muffins or something?
I think it was. Yeah, I think you're
Yeah,
right.
it was
Something
Muffins.
like that. Is that right?
Yeah.
Really likes his muffins.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Ben Renouf.
Oh, yes. Big Renouf.
Yeah.
Won another 4 as well.
That's 2 for me. So
Yeah, nicely done. Go on, Ant.
Mine, I wanted to get a bit of a dog's port flavour, so Nathan Eagleton's mine.
did he play over 100 though?
Played 56 for Port.
For Port, yeah, he's used the get out jail free.
That's too big of a name, I reckon.
Yeah, no,
He played. Don't start criticising.
you deserve that criticism. Nathan
You
Eagleton.
don't cheat yourself.
All right, back to the drawing board then. Well, next one, sweetie. We go quick fire questions. So I'll ask you a bunch of questions, just quick answers here, and they're pretty fun. There's one in there you'll have to answer right, or else you might get ridiculed more than anything in the world. But I won't put that pressure on until I get to it. So, first one is your favourite TV show.
I don't watch TV.
Beautiful. That's probably a good answer. Your favourite flavour potato chip.
Oh. Wow. Shit. We'll go honey soy.
Nice.
Yeah.
I was worried he was going to go through the whole quiz and saying I don't eat potato chips.
I don't really eat potato chips, to be honest. I don't, but I'll take them.
Yeah.
Well, your go-to karaoke song?
Angels, Robbie Williams.
Nice. Very good. Very good.
What was your junior number as a kid?
I reckon it was 16 for Warren Treadwell.
Shredders!
Yeah.
He'll love that.
Yeah,
your go-to Mario Kart character?
It is Yoshi.
Ah.
I actually played that the other night, to be honest with you, and with my partner at Time Zone, and she beat me. So,
Four spot.
Yeah, to be honest, the time zone machines are kind of rigged. So,
I played the basketball ones after that, and realised they were rigged. So we swapped machines, and it worked out that it was.
It is.
You're
Very
right.
nice.
You're right.
Yeah, I know. And lastly, and this is the most controversial one here at the Pears on a Pod headquarters, your favourite shapes flavour?
Oh, shape favourite. Yeah, look, growing up as a kid, mum's actually cheddar.
Oh.
Yeah.
For real?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's not different.
That's left field.
Yeah, I reckon cheese and bacon's probably the worst. Shocking aftertaste.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, that's it's a bit weird. But
Mm.
cheddar. Right. I don't think we've had a cheddar.
Say pizza's probably second.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Hutto's is crimpy and mine's barbecue. So,
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, that's probably 3 and 4. For sure.
We'll take top 4.
I'm taking top 4. Normally get ridiculed. One of us gets ridiculed for answers, so it's all right.
No, I mean, you did before, so leave it at 1 really good.
Yes, good. Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I'm deserving. It's all good. But Hutto, any final questions?
Not really. And Sweetie, I will ask you something. Just because he is your ruck coach. We have been for the past year trying to find out who ran the old interesting Matthew Lobe page. So if anybody around the club knows who ran that page, I don't think Lobes didn't have a clue.
I actually haven't come across it. I did scroll through your Instagram and saw something about it, but I wasn't sure what it was about.
If you have a look, if you go on Facebook and search for interesting Matthew Loby, it should still be there, but just someone just made him just make like be the most boring bloke on the planet, which was quite good.
I mean, he does have some interesting facts, so it could be up to something. It could be him. So I don't know.
That would be the best swerve of all time. But yeah, thanks for joining us so much, mate. I hope to see your debut soon, and yeah, welcome to the club. We're chuffed to have you.
I appreciate it. Thank you for having me here.